on NewsX World, sharing your analysis of what we can expect from the UN in the upcoming days. Meanwhile, viewers, shifting focus to more news coming in. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called on Indians to prioritize made in India products. The Prime Minister has urged citizens to move towards self-reliance and to reduce India's dependence on foreign-made goods. He's called on manufacturers, particularly MSMEs, to produce better quality products for all. Now, this statement comes from the Indian Prime Minister even as India's tariff and trade tensions rise with the United States of America. We do know that the recent fee hike of the H-1B visa applications to $100,000 by the United States is expected to affect Indian workers rather heavily. The Indian Prime Minister also called on various state governments in India to actively participate in the self-reliance campaign and to foster an environment conducive to manufacturing. The Indian government is pushing heavily to boost manufacturing in the country, and of course, this comes as there have been reforms in the goods and services tax that are also being implemented. The Indian Prime Minister has hailed this as a double bonanza in addition to the income tax relief that had been provided earlier when the budget was read out by Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman last year. Meanwhile, there's a section of Indian society that is calling for a boycott of American brands in particular and to support local producers in light of the decisions that are being made by the Trump administration. Joining us on the broadcast is Jayjeet Bhattacharya, an economist and financial expert from New Delhi. Thank you so much for taking out time speaking to us on NewsX World. It's interesting that the Prime Minister had come out yesterday and given a nearly 20-minute speech to Indian citizens calling for self-reliance, Swadeshi, as he had put it, make local, buy local as well. This is the pitch that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had given to the people of India. He pointed out that it's not just a double bonanza for the citizens of the country, it's also a double bonanza for manufacturers, particularly the MSMEs, who will have to now pay less taxes as well. They'll get to produce more, and therefore their impetus for greater manufacturing also increases. What are your expectations, and how do you analyze this new GST structure as boosting production and consumption in the Indian economy?
First, the timing of the declaration is very important because today marks the start of a 10-day festive season in India, which marks the win of good over evil. So the fight starts from today, and there's a 10-day battle that happens. At the end of these 10 days, good wins over evil. And that's why it's, from a political perspective, it's very symbolic. Clearly, when the GST has been reduced, cost of many goods, white goods, consumer goods, brown goods, all of them have come down quite significantly. If you look at the newspapers today in India, they're full of advertisements of all these goods, which shows that their prices have come down very significantly, including automobiles, which drives 20% of the economy. So it is a significant game changer. Along with it, the earlier announcement that the direct taxes have been reduced, although direct taxes impact only about 4% of the population, but it gives a very good feeling to the people, and they have excess money in their pocket, and therefore they will be going ahead and spending. What is also happening in parallel is because of the expected demand coming in, which is a set of multiple issues, which is not just the government giving the tax breaks, but also the festive seasons kicking in. There is expectedly a massive demand that will come in, and therefore a large amount of hiring has started. And therefore, because of the hiring, there is more money in people's pocket. So it's a virtuous cycle that has got kicked in, and it's going to have very, very significant impact on the local consumption in India, and therefore impact on the industry. Also, in parallel, what the government is looking at is cleaning up some of the tax issues, such as inverted duty structure of things in textile, as an example. The viscose staple fiber suffers from inverted duty structure. Those are issues the government is looking at. And so in parallel, multiple reforms are happening. But the big news really is the GST tax break being given in at the festive season.
All right, a quick follow-up to that. we've been monitoring the Indian indices since the morning. They opened in the red. In fact, the BSE Sensex is minus 0.20% today. Nifty 50 minus 0.15% today. Is this a cause of concern?
We must, keep in mind that there are multiple factors coming in. The IT companies in India have a disproportionately heavy weight in these indices, the Sensex, the Nifty, and so on. Clearly, the IT companies in India are going to take a hit because of the changed policies with the H-1B visa that the US administration has declared. And therefore, that's the trend which is impacting the stock market. While we'll see the other trend also kicking in as soon as the information about sales starts coming in, which is also very clearly expected to be quite significant. So the FMCG companies, the white good companies, their stock price will be shooting up. The IT companies will take a hit. And because the IT companies have a disproportionate weightage in these indices, so the indices are taking a little hit as we move forward.
All right, Mr. Bhattacharya, with that, I would like to thank you for taking